recipes I've seen on TikTok and YouTube.
Neat. Have we made it before?
Many times. We've been using Inga Lamb's recipe from YouTube. And that one's really tasty. But I wanted to try a new one today. Because I did. It's from this TikTok user. And I think everything will be okay. I think it's gonna turn out great, and I think I'm excited. Okay, so we're starting off with 2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. I'm gonna add like a half-ish teaspoon of salt, and then just give that a quick mix. And then I'm going to be mixing in a half cup of warm water. I've heard that warm water makes the dough softer than if you use like cooler water. I don't know. I don't know how that works. It doesn't not make sense to me, but it doesn't completely make sense to me either. If it's gonna make some soft boys, heck yeah. Okay, so now that we're getting really nice and flaky flake, we're gonna add a half cup of room temperature water. We're gonna mix that in together a little bit, and then we're gonna start kneading with our hands. It's important to knead it a ton so it gets super soft. And she said it helps if you like count to 100 while you're doing it. And I think she said you should be like kneading this for like 15 minutes. I think I'm just gonna knead this in here until it picks up all of the flour, and then I'm gonna move it onto this counter, which I just cleaned, and we'll continue kneading it for an absurd amount of time. So I'm just gonna put a little flour on the counter so it doesn't stick. And now I get to kneading. It's so cute. This is our dough that's been kneaded. We're gonna just cover it. Let it sit for 20 minutes to rise.
Looks like a spaceman in a little helmet.
He is our little spaceman. Okay, see you in 20.
Clap.
So you can do this step while your guy is proofing. And that's just cutting up the onions to go in the... You know what we're making. Okay. Now, these are harder to cut than I expected. I think I'm gonna need to put these in a bowl. I think this board is too small. Why is everything in this kitchen so warm? Like, feel this bowl. I've got good hands. Me? My hands are fabulous. How about you? Sometimes I forget that you're holding a camera, and I'm like, oh, right. The paparazzi are here. Okay, so we have, this is like one bunch of green onions. I didn't say that. This is one bunch of green onions. They're a good bunch. I'm gonna do like 2 tablespoons flour, and then 5 tablespoons of oil. And mixy mix. We're just making a roux. And this we will paint on our dough when it's time. So now that this guy has sat here for 20 minutes, we are going to, and he's not stuck. That's a win. It's not stuck. I'm just gonna put a tiny bit more flour down. so he doesn't do the stick move. How many pancakes do you want? What are you thinking, personally?
Like 4?
Like 4? 4 sounds great. This looks like a baby. I'm just kind of forming this into a, like, patty before I'm rolling it out, just so that it won't be in, like, a crazy weird shape when I roll it. I'm just gonna leave these covered up here, because I don't want them to lose all their moisture. Rolling time. So this is supposed to be, like, paper thin. I have learned. Yes. I think that's about as thin as we're gonna get. Show the camera. It's pretty thin. Oh, the TikToker rolled the salt in. So it was like in her dough. Now I'm adding a tiny bit more salt because I really like when the pancakes are like, not too salty obviously, but they've got a good salt on them. I'm going to spoon this mixture, this roux, onto the dough. And you want it like everywhere, because guess what oil does? It makes things crispy. It makes things delicious. And it's also going to separate the layers. I'm thinking right now that I've put too much oil on this, but you can't tell me that I didn't cover it. Now, it's the tasty part. It's the onions. It's the part that gives it its name. Wow! Wow, wow, wow. This is when it becomes tricky and interesting and fun. You're gonna roll it like a roll-up. You're gonna roll it like things that roll. You're gonna rock and roll it. And now I'm gonna pinch the sides in together so that they kind of are sealed. Did we agree that it was illegal to sing? Now, this is like, I'm gonna say this very wrong. Spanakopita? Spanakopita. Spanakopita. The Greek spinach cheese twist. I'm gonna put it aside under the bowl, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing that I just did with the next dough. And then I'm gonna do that for each of them, and then we'll talk. We'll talk. Should we try a dolly zoom again?
3, 2, 1.
Did it work?
It didn't stay focused. That worked.
Okay, so after you do the rolling and put them under here, they need to rest for 10 minutes. This guy is already rested, so I'm just gonna give him a pat with my hand, and this will be the shape that the actual pancake takes on when you eat it, when it's ready. So I'm just sort of flattening it into a pancake shape. So we've heated up our pan on medium heat, and we are going to pan fry it for like 2 minutes on one side till it's like golden brown. Then we'll flip it, cover it, let it cook for another 2 minutes so it's getting all good on the inside. And then we're gonna add some oil to get it crispy, so the journey begins. Oh, it's like crisp and fast. Okay, I'm going to flip it. This is the lid. You can't tell me that doesn't fit. Yeah, okay.
You got a slammer.
I'm gonna slam it down and put some oil in the pan. so that it gets crispy. I feel like we've gone pretty thick. I'm just afraid it's not going to be cooked all the way through because we've done them thick, but we're following the recipe, so I don't know. We're like there, I think. All that's left to do is to try it.
Wow, 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 wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go for this piece.
Well, I'll go for this one.
Okay. I'm gonna try it without sauce first, just to know how it. Well. Oh, I'm seeing some layers.
Yeah, there's some layers to this one.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was a win. I think it's easy. So 12 out of 10. I haven't been rating the rest of them, but
No.
this one gets a 12 out of 10.
Well, thanks for watching. Take care. Stay safe. Eat well. Get your exercise done. Eat your vitamins. Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming.